time is coming on this near side, but Fat Boy Slim makes most of the running here for the UK packaging arc, in great form for trainer Jim Reynolds.
Fat Boy Slim, winner of the Arc in 2000 and one of the biggest successes for trainer Jim Reynolds, who is based at the Orchard Kennels just north of the Dartford Tunnel. Reynolds has been providing dogs as a contract trainer for Walthamstow since the mid-1990s and has over 100 greyhounds in his kennels, where he employs the services of more than 10 staff. Although the majority of his dogs are graders racing around Walthamstow and providing the bread and butter of his business, Jim has always maintained a good regular open race presence, with some of these inmates of the highest order. But looking back, how did he first get involved with greyhound racing?
Local bookmaker and moved into the village of Plean in Stirlingshire in Scotland. He was involved in the breeding and rearing and schooling of racing greyhounds. His son, one of my best friends, was best man at his wedding and he was best man at mine. Joe used to go to school with him. He absolutely hated and despised working with the dogs. So I used to go along, help him out so he could get the work done quicker. He went on to university and got a degree, and I carried on working with the greyhounds all the time.
So it was a good deal as far as you're concerned. It turned out to be anyway.
Yeah, fantastic. I never ever thought at 10 and 11-year-old that even the possibility of working with racing greyhounds for a living was at all possible. It wasn't until later life that we got a little bit older. We started to go to the Shawfields, to the powder halls, to see that there was a professional greyhound industry there, and how fantastic and how vibrant it was.
Four-handed, the reigning Grand National winner is one of Jim's current stars and was in action in front of Sky's cameras just last week.
Well, we're off, racing up towards the first flighter. Quite a level start here for four-handed. Best away though now with the early pace and goes round in front.
Yeah, he's a wee bit fortunate. He was in the right place at the right time, but I've always said when I go greyhound racing I want to be lucky every day of the week. I don't ever want to come home unlucky. Lucky means you're winning races. He's run a good race. I said last night, he's not the force of old this year. He's getting there slowly. It's taken a wee bit longer, but he's getting on a little bit now. So maybe it's expecting too much to expect him to get back to the heady heights. He's winning races. He's sound. He's in cracking condition just now, and he loves his racing. We'll keep him going as long as he carries on doing that.
What about some other dogs that the viewers of the dogs can be following maybe in the next few months from Orchard Kennels?
Got a couple of nice puppies coming through that have won races for us, but there's still more improvement to come for them. Horseshoe Dan, Horseshoe Hero and Horseshoe Nelly, they've all won races round Walthamstow. 29-10 I think Horseshoe done last time out. Actually got to the semi-finals of the Wimbledon Puppy Derby. The Puppy Derby came just a month too soon for him. He just needed a wee bit more experience to be able to compete with that class of dog and that type of dog. But they will be winning more races and hopefully be winning more open races as well. Got three puppies that are just in the process of grading on. I'm hoping that the last one graded on today. We've got Daisyfield Shawnee trialled in a very, very fast time, breaking the 29 dead barrier round there, which is a fantastic run for a March 04 puppy. So there's plenty to look forward in that one.
Jim is also keen to talk about the sport he loves and has been a regular pundit on Channel 425 and was also a recent guest on Sky Sports' live Greyhound show. He sees the experience he has gained by working in the media as an important additional skill.
As I say, it's something new and it's something different that I quite enjoy doing. And I hope that I'll be able to carry on doing it as well. We're still working hard at the kennels, but as I say, you cannot be all things to all men. You've got to be sitting down, you've got to be looking at new things that are coming through, you've got to be prepared for change, and this is just the part of that.
And where do you stand, without this being a loaded question, where do you stand on television coverage, exposure of the sport?
I think television exposure is a good thing for the industry. I think the industry should embrace it and work with it, not work against it. If you take any of the sports that they've taken television, they've actually maximised the benefit for it. Pot Black was something that was in the 70s, a half-hour slot. Very, very few people knew the snooker players at the time. Once that got wall-to-wall coverage, the snooker players became household names. The show jumpers of the 80s, when David Broom was on the go, they were getting fantastic coverage. Now, there are very, very few people could mention any show jumper or any show jump horses in the 90s and into the last 10 years because the coverage has not been there. It is a good thing. It's got to be taken and embraced. It's got to be used properly.
And of course, in dog racing, the stars are the dogs. and they can't talk to the cameras, they can't build up so much of a fan base as somebody like Ronnie O'Sullivan can. So how would you get over that problem?
What happens is that the greyhounds are the stars, and the people working within the industry know that. Anybody that was down there at Wimbledon, last night watching Fair Rain running, he was a superstar. He was fantastic. In watching that greyhound, the hairs on the back of your neck stand on end when you see him breaking, when you see him pacing up into the first 2 bends as he did. So the people within the industry know that the stars are there. What we need to do is educate more people that are coming to the sport. You go to Walthamstow on a Saturday evening, there's 5,000 people there. The customer base, the potential is there if you actually take it and promote it properly.
But look at horse racing. Nobody knows which horse Frankie Dettori is sitting on, but they know Frankie Dettori is sitting on it.
Yes, and again, that is where television can be used. What we need to do, we need to get Charlie Lister in front of the cameras more often. We need to get Nicky Sava. These are the stars of greyhound racing. Anybody involved in it. I was brought up in the 70s and 80s, and George Curtis was an absolute hero. Every dog that he got was absolutely awesome. The things that he'd done with Ballyregan Bob, that he'd done for the racing industry. Yankee Express winning the Scurry Cup 3 years in the trot. He'd done fantastic things for the industry. The television would have offered the chance for him to actually take that a stage further, and hopefully with the industry working with the television companies that are coming along, that people will be able to do that, and hopefully the greyhound industry will see that and actually train people. There is nothing to the horse racing industry take the jockeys and they actually train them to a proper level so they actually can present the programmes properly. Why can't the greyhound racing industry do this as well?
Some interesting thoughts about the state of the game from trainer Jim Reynolds. But while we're at his kennels, we also bumped into Marie Clark, working in her new role as a greyhound therapist. We'll see Marie in action in a future edition of The Dogs.